Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear Prime Minister, dear Excellencies, dear fellow academics, dear journalists, dear guests. My name is Marek Tamm. I'm Professor of History in Tallinn University, and on behalf of the organizers of this conference, I'm most genuinely happy to greet you in Tallinn, in this very place called the Creative Hub, Kultuurikatel in Estonian. As you all know, Estonia has a privilege from July till December 2017 to hold the presidency for the Council of European Union. And on this occasion, Estonia, and again this very venue, has hosted and will host a great many of European leaders, of high officials, as well as many events, conferences, seminars, gatherings. And therefore, indeed, one might ask, why to have yet another conference on Europe, especially an academic one? I think the question points to a fundamental paradox in regard to European Union. Because I think we all do agree that, on the one hand, European Union is something unprecedented in human history. It's a highly original enterprise. I would say a political phenomenon of world historical importance. Even I would argue that the very existence of European Union, its integration, its expansion, calls into question many of the usual political concepts we have used to make sense of the political life, like sovereignty, like national state, like legitimacy, and so on and so forth. But then, on the other hand, we have to admit that for many people, European Union is not associated with those unprecedented world historical phenomena. It looks quite boring, actually. It's a lot of bureaucracy. It's this somehow remote, neutral, anonymous. And my question is, why the intellectual appeal of European Union is so limited? Of course, I am exaggerating. Many of you in this room have contributed to make European Union intellectually appealing. But I think the question remains, what should be done to make European Union intellectually exciting again? And I hope at least, that this very question, which is, I believe, the driving force behind this conference, will be one of our guides or main ideas during those 2 days. But now, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I'm extremely happy to give the floor to the Prime Minister of Estonia, Mr. Jüri Ratas. Please.
Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy to welcome you all in Tallinn today. This conference has brought together an impressive group of academics, policymakers, journalists to take a look at Europe's horizon and imagine the future and our ways ahead. It is a great honor to have all of you here today. Honorable participants, when Estonia started with the preparations for the presidency term, Europe was at the crossroads facing quite difficult times. However, over the past years, we have together overcome a number of different crises. I am pleased that today the atmosphere is more positive and we are catching the favorable winds. If you allow me a brief reference to Mr. Juncker's recent State of the Union address. As the presidency of the Council of the European Union, Estonia is honored to have the opportunity to contribute to a more dynamic and innovative Europe. With our unique expertise on the digital arena, Estonia aims to be the flagship that leads Europe into the digital future. I fully agree with President Macron that the digital transformation is one of the two great transformations that we are now living through. The other one being the climate change. Like with climate change, there is a sense of urgency to act. Europe can only lead when she herself is a leader in a digital and not a follower. For that reason, only 10 days ago, Tallinn held its first digital summit, where 25 heads of the state and government discussed the digital future here in Europe. We want to take part in the ongoing broader debate of the future of the EU, as we strive to improve the daily lives of our citizens and create new perspective for our companies. Honorable audience, at this conference we will talk of the concept of nation states or member states. It is an important topic for Europe, as the rise of nationalism has been a much debated trend over recent years. In times, it has come hand in hand with anti-EU sentiment, populist and extremist views. Nevertheless, there should be no either or choice between being an European and being an Estonian, or Italian, Irish, Polish, and so on. The EU consists of 28, unfortunately soon 27 member states that are all nation states as well. It is an important topic for Estonia, as only 20 years ago, Estonia were dreaming of and working hard to achieve membership in the Union. Now we are a dedicated member state while also remaining a nation state. The citizens of Estonia are at the same time citizens of the EU. Even so, fitting together these two tasks, leading a nation state and being a member state of a deeply integrated union, is not always easy. But it is the only way forward for Europe and its states, because united we are always stronger. Our motto for the Estonian presidency is unity through balance. Although the Union consists of different nation states, we share the same values and have more similarities than we might think. Europe first and foremost is a union of like-minded states united in our shared commitment to the founding values of the EU. This does not mean leaving behind what makes us unique. Rather, we must find a balance between new and conventional, risky and safe, economic, social and environmental, big and small, north and south, east and west. To find balance in Europe today, as the member states remain two main drivers of European integration, it does not need to be a choice between the nation and the union. Let me conclude by wishing you all a very interesting conference and a memorable stay here in Estonia. Thank you.
Thank you.